Hi, this is New American Now, and I'd like to respond to Veritas Files for some comments that he made about the Rock the Banksters video. And let me also say that I enjoy his channel as well, and all of the things that he has put out there. I think they're valuable, and I think they have merit, and I do enjoy his channel. But I think that I want to clarify what I'm talking about with the Rock the Banksters. And number one, I am not. He makes a statement there that I want to rob them of their money. No, I don't want to rob anyone of anything. I want to take my money and divest it from all banking interests. Now, yes, it is true that we as individuals and as people are responsible for our own actions. And no one forced us to take a loan. No one forced us to get a credit card. No one forced us to live outside of our means. However, banks have been very good at privatizing their earnings and socializing their losses, which means that if they make bad loans, they don't pay the penalty for that. They actually get the government to bail them out and to put that loss on our backs, whether we live within our means or not. And we're seeing this with the $700 billion bailouts and the $1 trillion deficits that we now run. We owe this money because of other people's bad decisions. The decisions of our politicians and the decisions of the banking industry, who have made these blunderous losses and don't want to pay the piper. We have, as a country, been trying to keep the status quo and the too big to fails alive. We don't need to be doing that. And I will not be a part of such a system. And so that's why I said I am going to divest myself from all banking interests. I am not going to save my money in a bank. If I'm going to save my money, it will be outside of a bank because I don't want them to make any money off of my deposit. I don't want them to make loans. I don't want them to multiply it. I don't want them to do anything with it. I am not going to use a credit card. I have gotten and canceled all my credit cards because I am determined to live within my means. I am going to save my money. I am going to invest in precious metals. And so I think that we're on the same page, except that Veritas Files may not be aware, but the 16th Amendment to the United States was ratified in 1913, the same year that the Federal Reserve was instituted. And the 16th Amendment basically states that Congress shall have the power to lay and collect taxes on incomes. And prior to this amendment, income was only something that you made from corporate profits. And the work that you did for someone was really a trade for labor for money. And so you can't tax a trade. So if I give you a sofa and you give me a chair, that can't be taxed. And so that's how income was looked. So imagine that you wouldn't have any federal income tax, and you wouldn't have any state income tax. Imagine that. How much money you would have to do all of the things that you have to do. Now, after that, the 16th Amendment provided the government for allowing your work, your trade, to be taxed. And the reason they needed this was because the government wanted to wage war and do things that it couldn't afford. The government wanted to live outside its means and needed to be able to have a way for money, unlimited amounts of money, to be given to it so that it could conduct all the things that it wanted to do. So the decision was made to have the Federal Reserve print money out of thin air and loan it to the government with interest, and the people of the United States would be the ones to pay the interest on these loans. Because, of course, the government was only doing what was best for the United States people. And so, basically, when the government starts changing the rules and bending the rules to justify their behavior and to get things done that they need done, then they are no longer an entity that is responsive to the will of the people. And so, since their power is really the money that they need, I will not be supporting this venture. And so that's why I said, if everyone, and this is what the government fears, is a run on the banks, for everyone to be pulling their money out of the banks before the printing presses can actually make that money appear. That's one of their biggest fears. And now the secondary part of the comments was, Veritas Files makes a claim. Well, if you want to vote, you want to change something, vote for, your favorite guy in the primaries. But as far as the big election, just vote for the two guys that are going to win, because if not, you're wasting your vote. I disagree completely with that. In that, choice A and choice B are the choices that the powers that be want you to choose from. They don't want you to choose anybody else because they don't give these people any airtime. They don't let the corporate media display their message. And so, it doesn't really matter whether you choose choice A or choice B, because their puppet will still end up controlling things. And see, that's why I don't want to play that game. That's why I decide no longer am I going to pick Democrat or Republican, because as far as I'm concerned, they're puppets, both of them. I think we need to choose people that have our best interests at heart and not people that claim to have our best interests at heart. I no longer believe the parties, because I am very disappointed in what's been going on, both on the Republican side and the Democratic side. So I'm an independent. So if you do want to rage against the machine and get out of the matrix and unplug, then get out of any dealings with banks at all. Starve them. Because, as you can see, they're trying very hard to keep them afloat. They're trying very hard to keep the status quo. Let's not help them, because the status quo basically sucks. And President Obama is just another Bush, as far as I'm concerned, and he's not doing anything else. He's trying to find new ways of feeding the machine, whether it's through cap and trade, whether it's through the healthcare system. He doesn't care. He's just telling you, gee, I'm going to give you health care, when in reality he just wants the extra money to be able to run the machine, because it's starving, and they can't. The printing presses are burning red hot right now. So eventually the Chinese will wake up and not facilitate this madness that's going on there. But anyway, that was my response. I appreciate Veritas Files and the work that he's doing there. I applaud him for everything he's doing, and for every one of us out there who's trying to let people know that you need to wake up if you're not already awake. So because you don't want to be caught asleep at a time like this in history. So peace to all.